Hello, aspiring businesswomen. I am Claire Carrington, as you can see. Oh, which way am I pointing? That way. And with me, I have the gorgeous Priscilla Palermo. Do I call you Priscilla or do I call you Scylla? What do I call you?
Well, it's a bit of a strange story because I started off and I was Scylla to a lot of people. So most people that know me as Scylla Palermo. But then what happened is I decided that Priscilla sounded more professional, and I'm a professional person now. So, so I don't really mind if you call me Priscilla or Scylla.
Okay. Well, I call you Priscilla to everybody, so I'll probably continue calling you Priscilla. But I do know somebody who calls you Scylla, and I was like, oh, yeah. You know her other name. Why don't I know that? So, tell us about you. Tell us your background. What did you do before we delve into what you do now? Tell us what you were doing before you were self-employed and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'll make it really brief, but I'll start right at the beginning. So I was born in Zimbabwe in Africa. I relocated from there about 16 years ago. Spent quite a few years here working through various jobs, going all the way up to working as a PA, secretarial-based roles in the corporate world, just, working hard, long hours, all of the rest of it. Then my own son, who has special educational needs, he was struggling within mainstream education at the time because he was quite young, bless him. So it just worked out that I needed to spend more time looking after him. So I left corporate world and basically spent a lot of time with him at school. And with me spending time with him at school, then everybody there was like, you're really good helping children and people. Why don't you retrain? So I retrained as a teaching assistant, did my NVQ level 3, and I worked with special educational needs children for about 9 years. And then after that, divorced my husband, moved on and left being a teaching assistant, went back to school, retrained for 2 years doing a foundation degree in business management. And then I was just trying to find my place again in the corporate world. And then that's kind of when I sort of fell into what I'm doing now, because that's when I realized that I don't really fit in the corporate world anymore. And it's just not me anymore.
Okay, so tell us what it is that you do now.
So at the moment, I am a holistic and wellbeing practitioner, and I mostly at the moment trade doing Reiki healing sessions. I'm putting together a chakra course, which hopefully I will be able to advertise and get all the details out soon.
God, I'll be so excited about that.
Good, I'll put you down. But yeah, doing things like that. I've started another Facebook group called Meditation Matters Nottingham, so that we can just explore meditation, how we do it, improve our skills and just practice and just build a little community. I strongly believe in us kind of working together. Yeah.
So I've experienced Reiki, but for those who haven't, tell us what it is.
So Reiki, I'll give you the facts first. So Reiki is an ancient Japanese healing technique, and it triggers your body's natural relaxation response, which when you do that, it starts your own body's stress release. So it starts promoting your natural healing and your own kind of self just relaxation within you. We all actually, in some form or manner, do Reiki in a way, because Reiki is just about loving, healing energy. So, if somebody is hurt or they've fallen down or they're upset, they've lost a partner, and you give them that loving touch, that's the equivalent of passing on that loving, healing energy, which is the same energy as what Reiki is. Obviously, Reiki, because I've been attuned, it's a lot more stronger and a lot more focused. But it's basically that energy.
And I'm all about energy too, so I completely get what you're talking about. When did you discover your passion for Reiki? How did that come about from being a teaching assistant? Now this is like the complete opposite.
It really is. I've gone from both sides of it, because as a teaching assistant and for all the years that I've been working, I've always been interested in holistic and complementary therapies. I've always received Reiki, reflexology. I've done so many things in order to help myself de-stress and just manage day-to-day life. It was about, I think it was early last year sometime when I first started to learn Reiki. That was from the wonderful Esther Felder.
She's watching. I can see that she's watching.
It was, to be honest with you, and Esther will verify this, in the beginning I was like, no, I don't want to learn it. And she was like, okay, when you're ready. And then she must have mentioned it a few times, saying that she was doing, starter sessions and would I like to do one. And I was like, no. And then I was struggling in my job last year sometime, must be about February, March or something. And Esther just sent out another message going, okay, guys, I'm starting a course. Are you interested? And I didn't even hesitate. I just picked up my phone and went, yes, book me in.
Wow, so, and that was level 1.
That was for level 1. So I did that, did everything that needed to be doing. And I was quite happy because level 1 is about healing yourself, which for me at the time, I really, really needed that. So I was really happy to be doing that. And then again, Esther was like, would you like to do level 2? And I was like, oh, I haven't got time, Esther. It's just one of these things. So she was like, okay, it's fine when you're ready. And then again, at some point, she was like, so are you interested? And I just went, yes, I'm ready now. So that was it.
How long was that?
So I qualified, I can't remember when I started with her, but I qualified in, I think it was September, October of last year with my level 2. Obviously, you're doing it for a while before that because you've got to do a certain amount of healings and distance healings and things like that in order to get through and qualify.
And it's a continue. Now, once you're in this energy malarkey, you're in it for life.
Yeah.
It's just a continuous journey. And I know Esther, and I've spoken to Esther recently, and she's continually learning. We can never know enough. And that was why when you said about the chakras, I was like, oh my God, I'm all over that because I know about them and I know kind of what they do, but I want to know more about them and what they relate to. And there's so much to learn. It's just incredible. I love it. Tell us how you met Esther. How did you meet her?
Okay, so I met Esther through somebody else, Catherine Deemer, and I met both of them basically I go to the Nottingham mindfulness group, and they run a session on Wednesday. I think it's only once a month, called a wellness or a well-being group. And this is going back a few years now, about 2 or 3 years now. And at that, everybody comes to the session, and it's all about holistic well-being and things like that. And part of the session is that you get to just turn around and say hello to somebody new that you've not spoken to. So it was Catherine who first turned around and spoke to me, and we had a chat and stuff. And I was like, I am so happy I've met you. And then she introduced me to Esther, and that was it. Like since then, we've just known each other and been parts of each other's lives. I've done so much through them. I've done they did a spiritual development course, which I started doing with the two of them. I've done the 12 sacred steps with them as well. And I'm now doing the Star Matrix constellation with Julianne Hart and all of those lovely ladies as well. So, yeah.
So tell us more about your meditation group. What's that about? And if you tell me the link, I shall put it in the comments for you so people can join if you'd like them to. Is it an open group?
It's a closed group. So if you
but open to anybody to join.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called Meditation Matters Nottingham.
Let's see if I can get this to work. Carry on talking and tell people what it's about whilst I'm doing this.
So basically, the reason I set the group up was so is that people who are either new to meditation or people who are really good with it and do it on a regular basis can come together and help support each other, but at the same time, just find a common place to share things, a common place to just learn new things, or just sometimes you're having difficulties, and I know what it's like. I've been meditating. I do mindfulness meditation, and I've been doing it for about 3 and a bit years now. And I know I go through cycles where I just can't sit down and I just can't make a time, or I'm sitting there trying so hard and I'm going, I can't get my mind to switch off. So the reason I started the group was for like people like that who are basically just looking for some kind of support where you can kind of go, help me, I'm struggling, I can't switch my mind off. Or
dispel the myth of meditation, because people think of meditation if they've not done it before, and then you sit there with your legs crossed, with your fingers and hum, and you do some kind of chant. Is that what we're about?
So there are so many different types of meditation. It's ridiculous. There's mindfulness meditating, there's chanting meditation, there's obviously the religious types of meditation-based things. There's there's Zen, there's so many different types of meditation. And what I'm trying to make sure that the group is about is that it's not just based on mindfulness, because that's where my practice is based. But I think that it doesn't matter what type of meditation practice you have. I think that all the principles are basically the same. It's about calming your mind and about finding a way to cope with everyday life.
Is it crazy for me to suggest that I meditate when I'm in the shower?
No, it's not. It's quite a mindfulness thing, because you get what's called mindfulness walking or mindfulness eating. And as long as
the one I do.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as whatever activity you're doing, as long as you're doing it in the moment, so your entire senses and every part of you is aware of the sensation of either the water on your body, the heat, the just everything about presence, then that's very much a meditation in itself.
And they say that that's why you often get your best thoughts when you're in those moments as well. And then you either get out the shower or you get home from your walk and you forget them.
Well, yeah.
That's what happened to me. And for those who are watching, if you do want to pop any comments in any questions, please do, because we can see them. And I'm just not interrupting the flow, but I am reading them. So if a question is there, because Sarah Banks, if I put this on the screen, it's going to cover your face, wants to know more about the Chakras workshop. So let us know when it's going to be happening. There'll be me and you there, Sarah, for sure. What was I going to say next? So tell me, how has this changed your life? How has embracing this whole energy and this spirituality changed your life?
Massively, because even when I was born very, I'm an empath naturally. So I've been very spiritual right from a very young age, and I've been an intuitive mentor to every single human being I've ever encountered. I'm one of those people, I attract people to me, and I find people on the bus will just start talking to me and telling me about their problems and stuff. And I can just tap into their energy. And it's quite funny, because I can walk into a room, and I'm sure you're the same. You walk into a room and you can just sense that there is a sadness in the room, or that there's somebody who's, really happy or something. So I'm attracted to the energy. So I've always had that side of me, but it's always been something that's kind of just been in the background, and not really, you don't talk about it really, do you?
No,
so
people think about.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Yeah. So I think doing the Reiki is, I think that's what opened me up the most, is because it just made me realize that this is okay. This is okay to be out in the public, and it's normal. Everybody feels the energy, and yeah, that's how it changed me. It's incredible.
Okay, so I know you've got some pretty amazing plans.
Yes.
Tell everybody what your plans are for your business.
Okay, well, other than the chakra course, which I'm trying to get on to doing, I've also applied in December for a startup loan with the government, which was approved in early February. So now that it's been approved, it means that I can source a premises and try and create a holistic community centre where I can have some therapy rooms for people to, obviously for therapists to come and rent the rooms from myself. I'm also hoping to create a nice community space where we can hold workshops or things like meditation evenings or socials. But what I really want to do is create a community, a centre where people can come together, therapists, people can just come together and just learn more about holistic and complementary therapies.
I mean, it's a great idea. Tell us what kind of, because I know that you've been looking hard, and I know that it's really tricky to find the kind of space, the venue that you want. So describe more in detail, because if somebody somewhere is going to know somebody who's got the property. So describe in your mind's eye what it looks like to you, how it's going to work, and the size that we're talking about. How many rooms has it got?
Well, in my opinion, I would like it to have at least 3 separate healing rooms. I think up to about 5 healing rooms, because although I want it to be a place where therapists can come and can hire the room, the main emphasis that I want on the centre is about the community spirit. So it's about bringing the community so the surrounding community into the centre as well as everybody's clients. So each therapist's clients can have a place where they can meet other people so that they don't feel like they're the only person who's sneaking off to get Reiki or reflexology or whatever they're getting. So it needs to be a place that's big enough. I would like it to seat at least 30 people inside of it to start with. In my mind's eye, it's going to be massive, and I'm hoping that within 5 to 10 years I can take this to be double the size. But for now, I'm just looking for a place that's got at least space for 3 decent-sized therapy rooms, nice space for community area, obviously kitchen and amenities.
Yeah.
Parking out front would be amazing, and preferably not in city centre, because I don't want the busy hustle bustle that comes with being in a city centre. It's great for some things, but I'm just looking for something a bit kind of calmer, quieter, scenic.
And it doesn't even have to be a property that fits already. If it's a property that you can put partition walls up in and all that kind of, that would work just as well, wouldn't it? So if anybody knows of a space, whether it be in a shared property, so it's a level of a different property, that would work for you too, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd happily take over just one level.
You were thinking Arnold, Sherwood, Carlton. Was that where you were thinking?
Yeah, Carlton, Marpley, Sherwood, those sorts of areas. I would go into like Burton Joyce as well, but it just depends on the rent, because obviously I'm just starting out, so the monthly rental is a big issue at this point in time, I'm afraid.
So, apart from us finding your ideal property, how else can ABW and its members help you?
I think the thing that I'd need the help with the most, and probably most people who are starting out in Reiki would feel the same way, is just engage, ask questions. You know, if we put a post up or something, just ask us a question. If you see me advertising for something, go, what exactly is it about? Ask your questions, because I think we all understand that it's something that's really hard to understand yourself if you've not received energy healing before. It's so hard to explain it, never mind to understand it without having been a part of it. So yeah, just engage with the posts. So
you've got a Facebook page as well as, so you've got mindful, no, you haven't got that, Claire, at all. That doesn't even make sense, whatever I just said. Meditation Matters Nottingham is your group. What's your business page?
So my business page is Open Arms Healing, and that's where I do most of my Reiki and my holistic sharing and any kind of mentoring or anything any wisdom I feel I've got that I want to pass over, then I do that through Open Arms Healing. Open
Arms Healing, guys. Right. This was Priscilla's first time doing an interview as well, so I'm very proud of her. Proud moment time. Your last question is, I want to know what you do in your downtime, and I don't want you to say meditation.
No, I don't. The thing I love to do the most in my downtime is I love to take photographs. I go out to historical sites, English heritage sites, places like that, and I take my camera with its massive, massive lens, and I take pictures. I come home with 500 pictures without a problem, and I sit and I edit them and play with them, and that to me is even better than meditating. I love it.
Wow! So you've got your own images that you can create content with as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. You'll have to. That's a little task for you. Make an image and share it with the group and say, I took this photo.
I will do
something like that. I really would. So thank you very much. Sarah Banks has said that she loves your plans.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm excited for you, and I wish you so much luck in finding this venue, and I'll be eyes and ears open.
Thank you.
And that's the thing, isn't it? It's just talking to people, because you just never know who's got that nugget of information that you might need. So Absolutely. We're about to run out of time. So thank you very much. It's been great chatting to you, Priscilla.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you to everybody else who's watching on the replay. And bye-bye for now.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.